Hey, what's up everybody? Kenji back again for another standard deck tech. Before I jump right into the deck though, I want to talk about the Arena Open Day 1. This is the event that I've been talking about on the previous few videos when I'm going over standard. This is an event that, and you're going to have to do your own research here if you're eligible to play or not, but it's this anybody can play event for the most part. Event on Arena where you can win up to $2,000. It's a 2-day event. Day 1, you can play any number of times, either choosing best of 1 or best of 3, as you'll see in the tabs here. Day 1 traditional will be best of 3. Here you have to go 4 wins, no losses to qualify for day 2. In best of 1, you need to go 7 wins before you get 3 losses. So oftentimes it's a lot easier to play best of 1, get to 7 wins before 3 losses. Than it is best of 3, get 4 wins before 1 loss. Anyways, this is the event I'm talking about. You can read more about it if you open Arena and just click on one of the tabs here and take a look at all the information. Anyways, for the deck tech, I think I'm going to be playing a best of 1 mono white list. So you can just disregard all of these sideboard cards basically. And what I did here was I pulled a mono white list from a Magic Online winning event, and it was best of 3, and so instead all I do for best of 1 is just cut a couple lands and then add a few more cards. And best of 1, of course, you get the hand smoother, so oftentimes you can shave a couple lands. Usually you would run more than, say, 22 here, but this is the deck I'll be running. You can get a pretty close deck list down in the info section. The link there will show you the deck list that I pulled from. The only changes I made are I cut 1 land and added a Raidane to the main. So this is going to be the best of 1 deck that I think I play in the Open tomorrow, at least for the first couple tries. And then my game plan for day 2, should I qualify, is to play a Blue-Red's Dragon list. And of course that will be best of 3. Anyways, let's go ahead and just jump into some matches here. And I'm going to do standard ranked. So I'm doing best of 1 here, and that's because that's what I'll be doing tomorrow in the Arena Open. Normally, I would only play best of 3, but I think for this particular circumstance, it is better to do best of 1 for this event. So, and we're not going to call this a classic mono white deck. This one has a lot more 1-drops. It's even running like the Battlefield Raptor, so kind of an interesting take on mono white. But again, this is a list that I pulled from Magic Online that did really, really well in one of their challenge events. So best of 1 looks like we'll be playing against mono green. We have a pretty good curve out here. I'm not going to hold the Usher even though I have 2 Clarion Spirits in my hand to trigger it. I think we just want to go curve, curve, curve. As the opponent has Haven into Ranger class. Yeah, I think my plan is just to get the Aspirant online ASAP. And the question is, do I want to pump the Usher and smash for 3, or just pump the Aspirant itself? And I think I'm okay to pump the Usher and attack. Happy to get them to trade here. That's fine. Okay, so you don't normally see Lotus Cobra in these decks. Hopefully they don't have anything but pump the Ranger class. Blizzard Brawl's annoying, but not the worst. 1-drop is what we want to draw here for sure. Another Aspirant, though. Okay, so we're going to go Faceless Haven into Clarion Spirit. And now next turn I can go Clarion Spirit number 2 into another 2-drop and get 2 triggers from the Clarion Spirits. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm happy to take 3 damage. We're about to go super wide on them here. So Clarion Spirit, Aspirant, double trigger, and honestly that could just win the game given that I'm going to cast Intrepid Adversary here momentarily, which is just going to pump up my entire team. I'm going to pump the creature that can attack. And yeah, you can already see kind of going off. Again, ideally I'm going to draw another 1-drop this turn, because then I could go 1-drop into Adversary with 1 kicker, and double trigger the Clarion Spirits. Another Luminarch Aspirant. I actually wonder here if I'm supposed to just animate the Faceless Haven and play the Luminarch Aspirant afterwards. But I guess I should probably just play the adversary here and kick it once. And I'm just going to attack with everything. Way too much pressure not to just attack with like the flyers or whatever. That's fine. Yeah, and they're just way too far behind. Pack leader pass, and there they go. Scoop them up. No pesky sideboarding. This is best of one. The thing about best of one on Arena is that you only gain 1 pip per win. Similarly, you only lose 1 pip when you lose. But in best of 3, you actually gain 2. So something to note there. But yeah. I mean, I don't think practicing best of one is all that useful. But this is more just to showcase how I'm hoping the games are going to be played out tomorrow. Oh, another 1-drop that is not common is the Chaplain of Alms. So I do not take credit for this deck, of course. Like I said, I pulled this from Magic Online. But I think it is pretty cool to see Chaplain of Alms and all of these other 1-drops. Yeah. Alright, looks like we are going to be playing against one of the blue-red decks. And the Chaplain is really going to show its worth here. We can start pumping it up immediately, and because of the ward, it's going to be harder for the blue-red deck, or at least what I assume to be the blue-red deck, to actually kill that. Great Dane's also pretty nice. Let's go to combat. Keep going on the Chaplain. Maybe they have a bounce, but they do. Okay, they have the Fading Hope. That's fine. Not a big deal. This is actually even good for us, I guess, because now I can go Clarion Spirit into Chaplain and get an extra 1/1. The card that we are really worried about are, like, cards, I guess. Cinderclasm and Crush the Weak. In Best of One, people are playing a lot more of those in their main to kind of stop this kind of pressure. That ain't it. Now, that doesn't mean they can't have it next turn. But we really want to just draw like a Faceless Haven next turn. To be able to go adversary, pump the team, smash in for what? A lot. And we even did. Perfect. And let's put the counter on the Clarion Spirit, I think. Because it'll be a 3/3 even if the adversary dies, which will survive through a Cinderclasm or Crush the Weak. Thundering Rebuke, okay. Now what? Pick him up! These are the only times that I play Best of One constructed. Only on the Arena Opens. Just because, again, I think it's easier to qualify day one by playing Best of One instead of doing the Best of Three. You've probably heard me say this gripe enough, but or at least if you watch any of my stream or anything like that. But the fact that ranked limited is only Best of One really upsets me. It just why not have the option for Best of Three limited ranked? You know. Okay, on the draw here with a pretty good looking hand. We see one of the Battlefield Raptors I was talking about. Another one of the 1-drops that actually holds counters really well. Haunted Ridge. Alright, so we can probably guess the opponent's going to be on Grixis. I'm going to lead with the more powerful creature. And the hope here is that I get to attack, and I'm just going to make a token with the Usher if that's the case, because on turn 3 we're lining up to go Clarion Spirit into Raptor, make a token. Now if they just kill the Usher here, I'll play the Clarion Spirit out, sure. Oh, interesting. We're playing against vampires of all things. Okay. I have not seen a vampire list before. But I imagine that was more of a budget brew. But it's always cool to see some offbeat decks. Because, trust me, if you play on the Arena Open, you're going to see a lot of mono white, a lot of mono green, a lot of blue-red, probably some amount of Grixis. Basically, you're going to see any of the usual suspects, as they say. Alright, looks like opponent's not going to block. That makes sense. I could play 2 creatures out here, actually, but it just makes so much more sense to hold them and then go Clarion Spirit into one of the 1-drops next turn and get a double trigger. My only issue is that because we're letting the Socialite get in for 2, of course any other vampire they play afterwards now is going to get an additional buff. Oh yeah, that is a vampire, isn't it? Okay. Well, I think we just gotta go with the Clarion Spirit here into another creature trigger. And just pass the turn. With the adversary going wide is not gonna be a bad strategy for us. Might even still be better to go like Maul of the Skyclaves plus Chaplain next turn. And then on like the pivotal turn, go for the adversary plus the pump ability. Suppose if you're the opponent and you have removal, you kill what, the Clarion Spirit here? Indeed. Ooh, that's good for us though. Infernal Grasp means they take a couple points of damage. And pass. Ooh, we even drew a second adversary, actually. Now I kind of want to play out adversary number 1 and beat in, but it's actually more damage to Maul of the Skyclaves here on the Usher and get in for 6 in the air, instead of playing the adversary and getting in for 4. Sure, love it. I'll take a couple more points of damage to do that. And so even though they're going tall, I'm going super wide. Two first striker. And let's go ahead and play the adversary, pump the team, and attack with everything. I think this makes sense, right? Well, they would go trade, trade. This would turn into an 8/8. It might be safer just attack for 4 in the air, I guess. Oh wait, I guess we can attack with this too. The 2/2 first striker. Well, no, then they just end up trading. This would force one of them to block. No, we can just attack in for 4 in the air. I think it's safer to leave back all these ground blockers. Good game. mean, even if they killed the adversary, we could play another one. Or if they killed one of the flyers, we could still go super wide on them. Hopefully I'm not using up all my best of 1 luck here. But I am technically, not even technically, I am just undefeated with this best of 1 deck so far. I played a little bit on stream earlier today, and we went, it was only 3 matches, so I guess 3-0. But now we're 3-0 here, so 6 best of 1 games, no losses. If we did that tomorrow, that would be basically qualifying. Alright, this hand looks okay. Remember, Maul of the Skyclaves is not legendary, so you can have multiple on the battlefield. I mean, it's not an exciting hand, but it's really hard to mulligan in best of 1 with these type of hands. Jwari Disruption. Okay, so the opponent's going to be on the dragons. I'm going to go ahead and lead on a ward creature then. And hope that they don't play an egg turn 2. Island. Hotel, let's smash in for 1. Now we'll play a flyer and another chaplain. Well, they're all stuck on mono blue, maybe. I mean, maybe they're just playing mono blue. Who knows? Drawing the aspirant's kind of interesting. I guess I'm going to try to play that out instead. Plays around a Jwari disruption anyway. They could have a Saw It coming, of course, or anything else. That's fine. Let's see if they grab environmental sciences here, and then maybe a mountain next turn, eh? The third chaplain smashing for 3. This is about as anemic as you can get in terms of the beats. Yep, they are indeed on blue-red. Naturally, what else would they be on? Okay, I'm gonna try to play the aspirant out again. I'm gonna go to combat, hopefully. Looks like they have a removal for the aspirant, that's fine. I mean, if they have a board wipe here, clearly we're going to lose, but can't really play around that. So let's just hope they don't have it. How hard can that be? Oh, are they just going to cast Divide by 0 on Usher here? That'd be great. If they're going to make this play, I'm just going to play Maul of the Skyclaves now. Get them while the going's good. Will they rummage, or will they get their mascot exhibition? It's the question. I guess, assuming that's... Oh, they did rummage. Wow, third Maul of the Skyclaves. Hopefully I muted the mic in time for that sneeze. If not, I apologize. Yep. Epiphany. And now this is where they start taking control of the game, but we'll see. Doesn't mean we're necessarily dead. Sure. That's fine. They didn't want to cathartic that, or galvanic that. Let's go land. Go ahead and play another Maul here. And the reason we're going to play this out instead of equipping the one that's already on the battlefield is that I also get to play the Usher. Smash in with everything. So in theory, they could double block the Chaplain. That's a 1/1, and it would kill it. It looks like they're just going to chump the 3 damage. Okay. Well, this is, again, where things are going to start getting a little bit dicey for us. As the opponent is going to have plays that are a lot stronger than ours. Oh, this is probably what, burn down the house? Or another Epiphany. Or a Battle of Frost and Fire, sure. Okay, well, Fateful Absence was not what we want to draw, but luckily these Chaplains have a little bit of value from the graveyard too, so... They're gonna give it back to me as a 1/1. Alright. Could be worse, I guess. Okay, I'm just gonna main phase the memory. Six, 7, 8, 9. So they have another land, an Epiphany. They get to double Time Walk here. Let's go ahead and play one of our other shield mates, and then the Chaplain again. Sure. Faceless Haven would have been pretty good here. Yeah, I think we're just gonna play another Chaplain out. To note, the ward do stack, so if I have like 2 of them out, the opponent would have to pay 1 twice, or however many Chaplains we have on the battlefield. Oh, okay. Well, if their best play is just attacking for 7, maybe that's not as bad. Not that I think we're winning here, but... seems like it could have been worse for us. Don't know why they keep casting all those spells before Expressive Iteration, though. They did that last turn with the Battle of Frost and Fire. Foretell, huh? Yeah, so I'm probably going to be able to scoop them up here. Because they're just going to cast Galvanic and double Time Walk, and that'll be good enough with the Hull. Yep. Do it. Alright, I love it. All the epiphanies. Galvanic, my Galvanic, and then Epiphany. I jinxed it. Shouldn't have said anything. Said I was undefeated with the deck, and then we lose. I will say this about Best of One. It is nice about how quickly you can get through games. Like, if you're on the pooper, or, you know, you're waiting at a random doctor's office room or something. You can play some games there real fast. On the draw, pretty good looking hand. Let's lead off with the 2-power creature instead of the 1-power. Although we have double Aspirant in hand, so... looks like we're playing against another blue-red gamer. I'm going to go ahead and just try to play the Luminarch out. And we'll pump up the creature that can attack this turn. Sure, that's fine. So I can either Aspirant Chaplain or just play Spellbinder next turn. Not sure quite which one is better. I'm guessing I probably should look at their hand. Pyre, Royal, 2 memories. Alright, I'll go ahead and make the removal spell cost the full amount then. And get in for 2. Their hand's pretty dirtily, but it does dig pretty well. But the nice thing here is that, oh wow, they're just gonna main phase the memory. Okay. Interesting. I mean, I guess 1 on the Spellbinder makes sense. Let's go 1 on the other Aspirant, just fully spread out our threats. I'm gonna play Chaplain here though instead of Usher in case they have a Cinderclasm or Crush the Weak. That's the one reason I would want to have pumped up one of my creatures to a 3 toughness, but we know that they have Into the Royal and Cathartic Pyre, so which is why I didn't make that play. Alright, let's go to combat. And I think we're just pumping up both Aspirants again. We don't want to bounce the Spellbinder, because that's already a threat that's getting in for a bunch of damage. And we know they have a bounce in their hand, so yeah, that's fine. So they're going to go to 7. And then they can go Memory into Flip the Dragon, Science, or Royal. So let's just go super wide here. We want to get as many creatures on the battlefield as we can, and then hopefully Intrepid next turn. Because if we draw another land, we can Adversary with 1 kicker, and they might just be dead. Alright, well they have the land, so they can go kicked. Oh, they are going to cast Memory. Alright, so if I were them, I think maybe casting Cathartic Pyre plus Royal might have been a better play, but I guess they can hold up Royal this time. So, block, bounce, shoot. So I think I'm gonna win if I draw an untapped... Well, no, I guess they can shoot the Adversary. Oh, nope, they didn't hold up the instant speed one, so yeah, land wins here. Wait, in fact, they're just dead on board. Yeah, they're just dead on board. The Aspirant pumps any of the non-Aspirant creatures and they die. I don't know what they were doing. Doesn't matter, but... Oh wait, they gained 2 life. That's what I'm missing. I'm stupid. Well, we drew the land. But a land would have killed them anyways because we had Haven. I don't know what's going on. I feel like they needed to hold up bounce there. Shrug. We won. Alright. I mean, again, games are so fast, I'll play a couple more, but this is just to give you guys an idea of the deck and the list that I will be playing at least somewhat tomorrow. Like maybe if I try a couple times on day one and don't qualify, I'll swap it up to a different deck, but I think this deck has definite game legs to stand on. Not very good at winning die rolls, but... Ooh, interesting. So if we're on the mono-white mirror, I think we want to go Raptor here, and then start buffing the Raptor up with the Aspirant instead of playing Usher, because Usher would just trade with anything they play here. Yep. No point attacking for 2 if it means the opponent gets to gain 3. Remember, Raptor has first strike. Okay. This is going to be quite an interesting game, I guess. Yeah, I think I want to double spell here because we're going to adversary next turn with Kicker. And then let's just pump up the flyer again. Yeah, Adeline's good. Familiars, whatever, that doesn't matter. Really interesting game, huh? They're on the play, though, which makes this a little bit worse for us, I would say. Oh! Alright, opponent messed up. Didn't realize I have first strike here. Don't want to trade any of those creatures for the 1/1, though. Now we get to play the adversary and kick it. And now that they lost the lifelinker, I might be... Well, actually, I can pump an Usher and attack with both Usher and Flyer, can't I? Yeah, let's do that. Because then next turn we get to Maul of the Skyclaves up our adversary. And I think we start winning this race now, even though Adeline is very scary. Well, that's brutal. So they take my lifelinker. And all of a sudden I'm losing again? So I can still win in 2 turns here if I chump the Adeline. I need to draw like a cheap creature though. Perfect. Yeah, so we can go Maul. Pump up the Usher. We want to make it so the Raptor's lethal on its own next turn. Back. Play another blocker. So they need to draw something this turn, otherwise they die. Wow, that does it. The double kick kills me. It's like Xaxes. Yeah. They're a little bit over... Wow. What a draw. Good game. Oh, that's a little bit... It's more than Xaxes. course, because they get all the tokens. Damn. Good beats. Yeah, I mean, that was a product of being on the draw, I think. And that's something I want to mention, by the way. Like, going first, if you're going to play best in one, is so big. It's actually crazy how important the die roll is. And it's kind of sad, really, but that's what you're signing up for if you decide to play in this event. Again! Man, we are so bad at winning the die roll. Looks like a keeper, though. A little bit land heavy, but good enough curve to make it worth a shot. Alright. Drawing another land, not ideal. Opponent on another blue-red deck. Oh no, they're on the teamer deck. Okay, so they're going to be a little bit more aggro. It's not a terrible draw. As it stands, the Chaplain already stops Magda. So I think I don't need to just Fateful Absence the Magda. Though this does mean they can cast a 4-drop here, I think it's worth to hold it. Because we can just Fateful Absence the Chariot anyways, if that's what they play. Oh. Nothing? Wow, okay. Well, that's pretty good news for me. Go ahead and play the Adeline out. And I think I am going to attack here. In fact, I'm going to attack with both, because I'm going to make a token as well. So even if they want to eat both of the 1/1s, I get in for 2, and then the Chaplain goes to the graveyard for value. More importantly, if they do trade like they did, they don't have the extra mana from the Jaspera Sentinel anymore. So I think that was probably a mistake for the opponent to trade. I don't know if that's a good play for them either, because now we just get to attack in without them eating 1/1s. So I can either activate the Haven or play the Chaplain, and I think we're just going to get the Flyer online. Hit him for 5, 6. And then next turn we can go Maul on the Adeline. Fateful Absence, anything relevant. Notably, the Sentinels do have reach, so they can block, but that ain't gonna be good enough. That's game over. Just dead now. Dead any number of ways. I'm gonna go ahead and just activate the Haven attack and then kill their Storm Seeker after attackers have been declared, since the Haven has Vigilance. Not much to say there. Opponent missed land drops. And they made a little bit of a sketchy block with the 2/2 to make them stumble even more on land. Alright, let's give this deck one more shot. We've actually got in a ton of games already. As expected, a best of 1. I don't remember my record, but I assume our record today was good enough to technically qualify had I done this in day 1. It's 7 wins before 3 losses, so. I want a die roll, and hand is looking okay. If I don't draw anything else to do on turn 2, I will probably run out the adversary, since we have just a really good curve otherwise. And skipping a turn is no me gusta. And that doesn't count, so attack for 1. Yeah. Because we have the Maul, this makes it worth it to run out the 3/1. Oh my gosh, Adeline the draw. I still think it's better to spellbind here. take a peek at what they're doing, because blue-green Neverwinter Dryad, I don't know what's going on. Alright. Let's just take the divide by 0 since they have 2 Quandrixes. And we have to be careful about that Coma later on. I'm going to go ahead and attack with the adversary. Because given their hand, we actually want them to trade, right? And it's pretty likely they're just going to sack there. So they're going to go play Cultivator this turn. And try to set up for the fastest Coma they can. But then we get to hit them for 8 in the air next turn. And then put them in a really bad spot. So it's a race. If I can kill them before they get Coma down. They might even be forced to, actually. Well, you know, if they have another land in their hand, they get to divide by 0 this turn instead. I'm going to attack with everything, because there's a chance that they divide by 0 the Maul instead of the creature. Okay. And so now... I really need to have drawn a land there. I think I'm just gonna pass. But this could be really bad. Okay, they did draw the land for Coma. Alright, so we get to kill that. See if they attack first. They might as well, I guess, right? Yeah. Sweet. And Haven was a good draw. Let's play Adeline here. And this hits them for 4. As well as making more creatures on the board for us. So now they're dead to the Spellbinder, and they're going to be dead to any creature I equip them all with. They do have 2 life in hand, though, via the science, but they're still technically dead on board without anything else. That's not good enough. Pass. So they're at least feigning a pump or a bounce spell again. So what's the better play here then? Because it might not be right to equip and go for it. It might be better just to go adversary, pump the team once, and attack with everything. Because this is still technically threatening lethal. But this also lets me develop out the board while also threatening lethal, so they're still going to need a trick here. But I've played out a creature instead of just equipping the Skyclave. The Maul, rather. I think activating Haven was a better play if they didn't already have a creature that could just trade with it. Alright, I'll pay. Sure, they did have a bounce spell. Alright. We still attacking with everything here. Absolutely. They're still taking 4 damage and going to 1, so... And they need to chump with their Innkeeper, which is nice to get that off the battlefield. Oh, they can't do that. So clearly their Cultivator should have blocked a 1/1, and then the Innkeeper should have blocked the Adeline, but... Okay. No, that's a good draw. They drew Epiphany, and now they can go Mascot Exhibition for 3 more creatures. Alright. Kind of interesting, actually. But I think the game plan is to go Clarion Spirit into Adversary kicked once. And then swing in with 4 creatures. The 2/1 can trade it with the Spellbinder. The 4/4 can eat one of the 2/2s if they want, but I'm getting too much good value here and still developing out a bunch of threats. Great, that's fine by me. And even if they do have some weird board wipe or something, we still have double Faceless Haven on the battlefield, but I mean, just look at the board state still. Oh, you know what they could have done? They could have cultivated into the Mascot Exhibition last turn. I'm pretty sure they had 3 mana open, so they made another slight misplay there. They had some opportunities, just some minor mistakes. But yeah, this is the deck that I'll be playing tomorrow in Best of 1 for the Arena Open. Again, if you want to take a screenshot of the deck. Sideboard doesn't matter, so don't worry about that, but this will be the 60 card deck I'm playing. I think this is probably a pretty good list. But like I said, this was originally built for Best of 3, and I've just ported it over to Best of 1. So the Best of 3 deck list will be down below. You can make the swaps that you want if you want to try this deck out. Take a screenshot or pause the video here and get a look at the deck. But yeah, pretty fun. This will be the Best of 1 mono white for the Arena Open. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully, if you play in the event, you have a good time, qualify for day 2, and then day 2, you pick up a deck like Blue Red Dragons or something. But that's it for me today. Thanks for watching.